What's up, guys, and welcome back to Technique of the Week right here on Deco-Crete TV. My name's Jeff, and on today's episode, we're going to show you guys how to create a multicolored wood plank patio using nothing but water-based antiquing. So stay tuned and you're going to learn all about it. So I'm sure you guys are all wondering why I'm hosting Technique of the Week this week, and that's just because Jason has been really busy. We're honestly opening up a brand new Deco-Crete retail location in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he's just been down there working really hard getting the store ready to go. So for any of you guys who are in and around the Cincinnati area, please stop by and check out the new store. So this is a slab that we poured last week during our intro to stamped concrete training. And you know, the weather wasn't very good. We never got it finished up and sealed at the end of the training class. So we're gonna get it finished up this week, and you know, it looks really good. This is just integral color and chocolate colored release, but we just wanted to spice things up a little bit and just give it a little bit more than what we see right here. So we're just gonna take some texture enhancer. We got 3 different colors we're gonna use, and we're just gonna brush out each board with different colors texture enhancer. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna make it look like it was actually stained, like with acid stain or water-based stain. And you know, this is just a lot easier, and we can do this the very next day. We don't have to wait 28 days for the concrete to cure out. We don't have to worry about letting acid stain dry and then neutralizing it or anything like that. And honestly, water-based stains up here in the northern part of the country, man, they just never seem to really stand up on exterior stamped concrete. So texture enhancer is just such a great way of doing this. It's cheap, it's easy, and as long as they keep their patio sealed every 4 or 5 years, it's gonna last a long time, and it can always be redone. Now, the other thing that I love about doing this with texture enhancer is that, if you guys mess something up, you can remove, pretty much all of this if you want. In fact, while it's still wet, you can just take a hose and spray it right off. If it was the next day, a pressure washer, a scrubber, maybe a little bit of muriatic acid, we can take this back off and start over if we don't like it. And if you guys are looking for a full tutorial video on mixing and applying texture enhancer just in its normal fashion, please check out our job site conditions video right here. So all I did to get ready for this slab is, again, this is just normal stamped concrete with powder release. And I did add one little extra step during the washing, is I just ran a buffer machine over it just to make sure there's no excess powder release here, because we're adding all these colors. We just want to get as much contrast as possible. So 2 things that we need to remember when we're hand brushing texture enhancer like this is, first of all, we don't have that big normal brush we normally have that's on a pole that we're using to really churn up this mixture. And texture enhancer does fall to the bottom pretty quick. So one thing we're going to be doing different today is that we're just going to have a paint stick in here, and we're just constantly going to mix these up just so everything doesn't just end up at the bottom. And then as we're brushing this stuff out, you can see what Joe's doing there is, he's just doing this like normal texture enhancer, although he is trying to keep it within the lines. And the biggest thing is he's always keeping that wet edge. What we don't want to do is start a board and then, let it dry up and then come back to it. And then we're going to end up making a little bit of an overlap mark. So we're just going to keep a nice wet edge the whole time. And works really good if you have 2 people. All we're going to do is Joe's going to go through and he's going to lay down the boards with the black and the dark gray. And then I'm just gonna come through and I'm gonna fill in everything else with the chocolate. And this is a quick, cheap technique. This is not an advanced thing or anything like that. And I just love how subtle it makes it. It just gives it a little something more than extra. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for this week's technique. You can see all these boards are all antique, different colors. This is looking awesome. And it is always good to let this stuff thoroughly dry, overnight before we start putting sealer on it. And after that, this thing is good to go. So thanks everybody for watching this week's episode of Technique of the Week. If you guys have enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget about that bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and it really helps the channel out. If you guys are interested in live, in-depth decorative concrete trainings, please go to deco-cretesupply.com and click on the training page.